Next, from the governor's office in the state capitol, we hear Governor Pat Quinn tell reporters his thoughts in the wake of the legislature's passage of the pension reform bill. The bill's supporters claim the changes will save the state $160 billion over the next 30 years and reduce the cost of the state next year by about $1.5 billion. This runs about 7 minutes.
I want to commend the members of the General Assembly for passing historic legislation today. The Speaker of the House and the Minority Leader of the House, Mike Madigan and Jim Durkin, working together. It was very inspiring indeed when the House voted in favor of pension reform, and the same in the Senate. I want to salute President John Cullerton and Leader Christine Radogno for their efforts in working together. This was a bipartisan victory for the people of Illinois, and I think it's important that we mark this date in the history of Illinois. It is the day, our birthday, of the state of Illinois, that we use the process of democracy in a way that helps the people. And everyday people, I think, will benefit from this reform. The bill, when it arrives on my desk, I plan to sign it promptly. And I think it's an important event that will move our state forward. We have many things to do, but we had to do this. When I took the oath of office on the 29th of January of 2009, we inherited a lot of challenges and problems. And the number one challenge was to address the pension reform legislation. We passed pension reform for future employees in 2010, and I signed that into law, and I look forward to signing this pension reform. I respect the retirement security of all of our public servants, and I think it's important that we understand that the action of the General Assembly today, in a bipartisan way, will make our state stronger and will make the people stronger. And that should be our focus at all times, to make sure that we advance the interests of the common good of everyday people. Almost 13 million folks live in our state, and today was a good day for their future, and especially for our children's future. So I want to thank all of those who had the political courage to vote yes today. It's been a long journey. We've been working hard on this. There were good faith negotiations with members of the General Assembly, leaders of the General Assembly, people who are not in the General Assembly but had an active interest in this issue. I think it was a healthy exercise of our democracy, and I think we now need to move on to other issues that are important to the people of our state. But today, this day, will always go down in history as a day where the people of Illinois, through their elected representatives and senators, took action for the future. The people have won. We have all won.
Governor, is there still a need for a tax increase at this point?
Well, we'll take that issue up in the coming year. But right now, I think it's important to get the bill that passed today. It's going to be processed by the Senate and the House very promptly, I was told, and as soon as I get it, I'll sign it into law and we'll move forward.
Why not answer that right now, Governor? Why not take up that?
Well, there's a chance to pass, to address all kinds of budget issues when budget time comes up for the next fiscal year. Well, I would hope that the rating agencies would take recognition of the action today by the General Assembly, and when I sign the bill into law, I think it is a historic step. It certainly is very helpful, I think, in our discussions with the credit agencies and the rating agencies and the bond buyers who purchase the debt issuances of the state of Illinois. This is definitely something that will be helpful in helping our state build important roads and bridges and schools and systems that make our state a better place.
Governor, how soon will you be able to take up the CPS issue on the pension?
Well, I look forward to working with all the challenges that we have at the local level. You know, we have to work together, and that's what you do. One day you get a job done, and next day you go to work and get another job.
When do you think, though, that the city plan will come before you, the legislature? That's going to be something.
Well, I think it's important. Here we have, I think, done historic things with respect to our state pension reform, and look forward to working on other challenges that come our way.
Can I use the savings from this pension legislation in your next budget proposal, or does that have to wait to get passed and gone through the courts?
No, I think we have to look at all of our budget issues. We're required to issue a statement at the end of this month for the next 3 years, and we'll do that. And we'll also have a budget address in the coming year that'll talk about the future fiscal year. But we have to get through this fiscal year, and we're going to have to work hard to do that, and look forward to working with the members of the General Assembly and the public to have a good budget.
Governor, you're going to have a savings of approximately $1 to $2 billion, they estimate, now in that pension bill passed. Are you going to be adamant with the legislature that that money is saved and you don't just go down the new route of spending the monies so that you're back in the hole where you've been?
Well, when I took the oath of office, I was confronted by 3 major crises. One had to do with cleaning up corruption in state government and establishing ethics. And I think we've done that. We had to also deal with a economic crisis that beset our whole country and definitely our state, the Great Recession, and we're on the move for recovery. We have a long way to go. And then thirdly was the fiscal crisis that accumulated really over decades, over previous governors and previous legislatures. And this is a great day for I think the taxpayers of Illinois, in that we confronted this very vexing pension challenge, addressed it, and passed a very important reform that will go down, I think, in history as something that makes our state a lot stronger. And those are kind of things that I want to work on, big things that make a difference for everyday people.
Governor, given how vocal you were on getting pension reform, does this help you in your re-election efforts?
I don't know. That's up to the voters. I hope people know that I work hard every day for the common good, and that's what we need in a governor, somebody who takes on the real big challenges and puts your shoulder to the wheel and works as hard as you can. When you get one job done, as far as I'm concerned, what's the next job? That's what you want, I think, in public servants, whatever level of government, people who really want to work hard for folks back home.
You're watching the Illinois Channel, an independent nonprofit corporation formed to provide gavel-to-gavel coverage of Illinois state government and other public affairs events taking place across Illinois.